Welcome. Today we begin with an important development from South Sudan. A senior commander of the National Salvation Front, known as NAS, has announced that he and hundreds of fighters under his command have decided to leave the army opposition group and return to the government side under President Salva Kiir Mayardit. The commander is Brigadier General Hilary Edson. Reports say that about 300 fighters under his command have made the same decision. But this is not only about one military commander changing side. It raises a bigger question about the future of army opposition group, the government amnesty program, the search for peace, and the political future of South Sudan. General Yakani said he has reached an important conclusion. He said continuing to fight not solve South Sudan's problem. Instead, he wants to see political disagreement handled through dialogue. His decision comes at a very important time. South Sudan is expected to hold general election in December 2026. The country is also still dealing with insecurity, political disagreement, and army group in different areas. So what exactly happened? Why did General Yakani decide to leave NAS? What does this mean for the government? And could other army group follow his example? Let's look at this too carefully. According to report from Juba on August 24th, 2026, Brigadier General Hilary Edson Yakani announced that he had left the National Salvation Front. He said around 300 fighters under his command had also decided to return. The group said it wants to pursue peace through dialogue. This is a major change for a commander who previously chose the army struggle. Yakani explained that the decision was influenced by President Salva Kiir Mayardit's amnesty for army group. The presidential amnesty gave members of army group an opportunity to abandon fighting and return. Yakani said he had decided to take that opportunity. He also made a strong political argument. According to him, taking political power through military force is not acceptable. He believed that South Sudanese should solve their political disagreement through peaceful means. That is a message that many people across the country will be watching closely. For years, South Sudan has struggled with political disagreement that sometimes turn into army conflict. The result has been painful. People have lost their life. Families have been displaced. Homes and business have been destroyed. Communities have been divided. And many young people have grown up knowing conflict better than peace. Yakani say this cycle must stop. The commander said the people of South Sudan have suffered enough. This is one of the most important part of his message. Imagine an ordinary South Sudanese family. A father wants to provide food for his children. A mother wants her children to go to school. Young people want to find work. Farmers want to reach their farms. Traders want to travel from one town to another. Families want to visit their relatives. These are simple things, but when a country is affected by fighting, even simple things become difficult. People become afraid to travel. Market can become unsafe. Road can become dangerous. Families can be forced to leave their home. Children can lose access to education, and people can lose their life without even being involved in politics. This is why Yakani said violence cannot be the answer. He believes South Sudan needs another approach: dialogue, negotiation, political participation, and peaceful competition. His message is basically this: if South Sudanese continue using guns to solve political problem, the country will continue suffering. But if political leaders can sit together and talk, there may be another way forward. South Sudan has experienced years of conflict. The country became independent in 2011 with enormous hope. Many people believe independence would bring a better future. But political disagreement later developed into serious conflict. The civil war caused massive suffering. Millions of people were displaced. Many families were separated. Thousands of people lost their life. The country also experienced a serious economic problem. Even after the major civil war was reduced by the 2018 peace agreement, violence did not completely disappear. Different parts of the country have continued to experience insecurity, local fighting, political disagreement, and army groups have remained challenges. That is why Yakan's statement about abandoning war is significant. He is not simply saying that he wants to return to Juba. He is saying that he no longer believes army struggle is the right way to solve political problem. That is a major change in position. General Yakani did not stop with his own decision. He also called on other army groups to consider returning. His message was special directed toward army groups operating in central Equatorial State. He encouraged them to accept the presidential amnesty. He warned them to stop fighting and return to peaceful life. This raises an important question: will other commanders listen? That remain unknown. One commander returning to the government does not mean every army group will immediately give up its weapon. Different groups have different political goals. They may also have different level of trust in the government. Some fighters may believe the government will protect them after they return. Others may be worried about what will happen to them. This is why the success of the amnesty program will depend on what happens after fighter return. The government will need to build trust. Returning fighters will need security. Communities will need reconciliation, and political differences will still need to be addressed. Another important part of General Yakan's statement was his condemnation of violence against civilians. He spoke against acts such as looting, rape, robbery, killing outside the law, and the burning of civilian vehicles. These are serious issues. When army conflict takes place, civilians often suffer the most. A person traveling on a road may have nothing to do with the conflict. A bus passenger may simply be traveling to see family. A trader may simply be trying to sell goods. A student may be traveling to school. A patient may be trying to reach a hospital. But when army attack happen on road, all these people can become victims. This is why protecting civilians must be a major part of any peace process. Peace cannot only mean that political leaders stop fighting. It must also mean that ordinary people can live safely. People must be able to travel. They must be able to work. They must be able to farm. They must be able to send their children to school. And they must be able to sleep without fear. General Yakani also called on political actors outside South Sudan to return home and pursue their political goals peacefully. He encouraged them to use democratic method rather than army struggle. This message comes as South Sudan prepare for expected general election in December 2026 this year. The election could become an important moment for the country. Political groups will have to decide how they want to participate. If they believe they have support among the people, they can campaign, they can present their ideas, they can ask citizens for votes, they can compete politically. This is very different from trying to take political power through weapon. For a country that has suffered years of war, peaceful political competition could be an important step. But for that to happen, there must be trust in the political process. There must also be security. People must feel safe enough to participate. Well, thank you for watching. Another message that was sent by Yakani appealed to General Thomas Cirillo, and I want to talk about it. According to Yakani here, General Yakani also sent a direct message to NAS leader, General Thomas Cirillo. This is one of the most politically important of the announcement. Yakani is asking his former political and military leadership to consider negotiation rather than continue fighting. Whether General Cirillo will accept that message is another question. At the moment, what we know is that Yakan has chosen a different path. He believes dialogue can provide a better way forward. This could create an important discussion inside the army opposition. If more commanders began questioning the value of continued fighting, the government amnesty program could gain momentum. But if the remaining leadership reject the idea, the army conflict may continue in some areas. So the response from NAS leadership will be important to watch. Well, thank you for watching. Let's meet on the next report. Bye-bye.